Hey, it's Phil Giles here. Hope you're doing awesome today. Yeah, I wanted to shoot a video today. I wanted to talk to you about entrepreneurship, how to think and act, behave like an entrepreneur. My intent is to give you some great content that can help you get better at what you're doing, something to think about, some ideas, some things that I'm learning about. Drop me a comment below and let me know if you like this kind of stuff. Let's have an engagement here. Let me know your thoughts, what you think, and if there's any topics or if you want me to go deeper into this, because I can talk about this for days, literally. But specifically today, I wanted you to realize that as an entrepreneur, you've got to think and act and behave a lot differently. So a lot of times, if people are an employee and they make the transfer over to entrepreneurship, it's kind of difficult, right? Because entrepreneurs take risks. And, no risk, no goodies, right? No risk, no rewards. Oftentimes risking a lot of money. They did a study. People actually who take risks actually live longer. Like the pilots in the war, those that were really careful and didn't take risks, they ended up, being casualties in the war. And the ones that take risks ended up surviving, and actually, having great success with it. But anyways, entrepreneurs take great risk, and we're also very accountable, right? Like we can't blame anybody else for anything. And entrepreneurs really aren't full-time or part-time. I mean, have you ever heard of a part-time entrepreneur? If you go back and think about all the great entrepreneurs that uh, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, or some of the current ones, Elon Musk, Bezos with Amazon, Jeff Bezos, uh, you know, Bill Gates with Microsoft, Steve Jobs with Apple. They're really all the time, right? They're not full time, they're really all the time. They're working all the time. They don't know, if there's a deadline or they're working on a project, you're focused. You got to work whenever you work, and it doesn't matter if it's Saturday or Sunday or night or day. You got to get it done, and that's what they do. They have big visions, right? They have big dreams and big visions. And again, I think about Henry Ford and Thomas Edison and Walt Disney. What a huge vision they had, and big dreams. And the ones I mentioned before, Jeff Bezos with Amazon, and of course Steve Jobs, William Gates. I mean, they had huge visions, long term, right? Big dreams, and to accomplish that, you're all the time working, right? All the time you got something going on. You're working on a project, or you're working on, the business side, or you're working on some, support side. You're working on something. There's so many different things that go on there that there's always something to work on. And so, employees, if you compare entrepreneur to an employee, they say a lot of times employees are not willing to take risks. They want to make sure that paycheck clears, right? They want to make sure they get their paycheck. They don't want to put themselves out there and, and some, well, it depends on the culture, right? Some cultures, they, give you a hard time about making a mistake. Everyone's going to make a mistake. It's a matter of patterns. But if you're putting yourself out there, being accountable, it's not going to be perfect every time. But you're also going to get the big wins and the big successes. So you got to take risks, put yourself out there, be totally accountable. Totally accountable for everything. You can't turn around and blame somebody else. Oh, it was his job, or it's not my job. That doesn't, that's an employee mentality, and that doesn't go over well with entrepreneur. You're totally responsible for everything. As soon as you decided to be, you're totally responsible. So really, those are the key things I want to talk to you about today. So think about it, and let it marinate a little bit about entrepreneurship, about acting and behaving as an entrepreneur. Of course, leadership goes into that. You really have no choice but to be a leader, right? And again, an employee, they may be a leader, but they may not. And they may lead. Of course, everyone leads in different ways. So think about that. Leave me a comment, engage about this. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I want to talk about this more, about entrepreneurship or about acting, behaving like an entrepreneur. And, let's get a dialogue going here and other topics. If there's other topics around that you want me to go into, I'll do my best, come up with some great content for you. All right, so have an awesome day. Thank you for coming to the channel and checking this out. Appreciate you, and God bless you, and stay awesome. And we'll talk to you soon.